A man came out of his palace with a seed, went to the garden, planted the seed, placed a servant on the garden, and said, take care of this garden. Now, the garden was created before the man was placed in that garden. And it's time we ask ourselves, what has been governing that garden before the man was placed there? That is to say, the garden was prepared based on laws, rules, ways the garden, natural things need to grow in that garden before that man was placed in the garden. And that man will also have his own, call it laws, call it rules, call it commands of what to do and not what to do, until this man began to do something that is never in line with the garden he's given to cater for. Then the Lord began to get angry in a way, or his master get angry with him. This same man was driven out of the garden for a purpose. And there came a time, another man came to reconcile these both men together, this man and the owner of the garden, to reconcile the two of them by shedding the most vital part of him as a mediator. Now that the reconciliation was made, the man also, in another form, in his generation, who knew the story very well, who knew what happened in the garden, how it happened, are still not interested in, like, what are the things that our father deviated from. You know, take a family as a seed. In a family where you have father, mother, son, and daughter, this is a seed of a family, right? Now, this family will grow and give birth to another family, which is when a man and a woman get married, give birth to their children. The children is likely to start up that lineage. Now, first of all, let's look at why it is called lineage. It's a line that has to do with ages. You get it? It started from somewhere and is going somewhere. Now, let's look at it as a journey of distance that has to start from point A to point B. Then, on the long run, there are many encounters on the way from that point A to point B, which the man can be able to only tell his experience, but cannot tell what is before him or through his journey. But on the long run, he faltered, or let me use the word, he fell. When he fell, he started giving birth. And the same fall he fell, his lineage also discovered that our father fell when he was on this same journey we are now. Now, is it not the duty of the children to correct what made their father to fall? I think it is. But when they fail to correct that mistake that falls their father, it will also keep them falling. Now, will that lead to the destination that is designed for this family? I think is no. Therefore, let's now ask ourselves the journey of a family called human. Human has embarked on a journey that started thousands years ago, before Christ, AD, after death. Now, the question is, what was the actual reason for man to be planted as a seed in a garden? And what are the laws that governs the garden? What was that the man broke or disobeyed? Is a law that the man broke or disobeyed. Now, did the man know the law he broke, or the generations of the man, do they actually know the laws that was broken? Yes, partially I say yes, and I say no, because yes, in the sense that we know the story that made our father to fall. Have we corrected that mistake? No. But God on his own side has played his role by sending even the most vital part of himself down for you to know that he has not completely destroyed the family, that he is so much and lovely, he's still very much interested with the family. But the family has its own role, its own part to play in order for the journey to continue to the right destination. Remember, I'm using a family. Now, this man began as the head of a family, is doing his best from childbirth to death. Now, have you ever asked yourself, why is it that life seems to be like a process you are giving birth to, and when the man dies, when you look at from the birth and to the death of a man, you will discover that in between lies processes. In between that point lied processes. Now, the processes are where man defaults, uttered. that disconnected the journey that is connected to that journey. Now I come to see, I really thank God for how God showed the secret of his creation to man. But it seems man, we were not actually paying attention to how God created the earth. If in the beginning God created the heavens and the earth, that is to say, in the beginning has to do with, it's a journey also. In the beginning, it has to be a journey. And in that journey, the processes was God himself, who is the creator, has to create something. You get it? That is the journey God decided to embark on for himself. He created, he made, he created something. Now, I discovered when man defaulted in the Garden of Eden, the first thing man did was to start creating for himself. Have we ever sat down to think of that? If God created from the beginning and man defaulted after God placed man in a garden to cater for the garden, and the next thing man did after he fell from that journey, he started creation. What did he make? He made clothing. He made something for him to cover. Now, don't you think that is where man started misbehaving, and that is where man started robbing himself on the mud that we are still facing today? This is a question. You have to think it very deep and deep and deep. Now, Jesus, before the time God reconciled himself with man again by sending his son Jesus, there came when God decided to flood the earth with water, right? Now, I still discovered immediately after the flood, Noah came out from the ark and life began to exist on earth again. The next creation of man again went to the Tower of Babel. Went to the street, their mind went straight to, let's build a Tower of Babel. That was the second thing man wanted to create for himself. That I say it was another disaster. It became another disaster of disintegration. Now, when we are talking about disintegration or division that occurred in the life of those generations before this our present generation, we will discover that they try to create outside God creation. They try to create outside God. See, the truth of everything is that man has created a so-called empires and kingdom for themselves, for itself. Man, this is what man created for itself, leaving God's creation out of his plan. Now the question is, the world has been living in the creation of man, what man created. This is what the world has been living under. You get it? Now, it is time for us to ask ourselves, how do we go back to what the creation of God? That's why Jesus came and he gave us quotes. He gave us parables. We know all through the teachings of Jesus, it was all in parable. It was all in parables. But, it's time for us to really, is it truly what the religious system is telling us today that is actually the right or the truth about our existence in our environment? Is it truly? If it is true, now, if all they have been telling us I mean religion, because religion now seems to be like, is a group that is created by man. Religion is a group created by man, and is also part of the system man created for himself, which everything man created for himself aside God's creation is, number one, things to trap man itself and its family. Yes, it's like when a kingdom gives its rules, a man in his family will also create a rule that will guide his family, but the rule is not in line with the laws of the kingdom. You get it? That's how I want you to picture it now. It's not in line with the laws of the kingdom. The laws the man created for his own family now is not even aligning with the laws of the kingdom. So therefore, because the children and the wife, they are living by the laws, that because character begins at where? At home. Is how you are able to live by the laws in the family that will connect you to the laws of the kingdom. Yes, that's why everything is in stages. If you have a family, from a family you have a community, from a community you have a region, from a community you have maybe a city, from a city you have, that is to say, everything is in a process, is in an orderly form. Now the question is, even when you look at our existence today, you will discover that our existence ranges from one stage to another, like a man, like from an individual. From individual, we have a collective of family. From a collection of family, we now have a collection of a community. From a collection of a community, we now have a city. From a city, we now have, from town to a city. From a city to a state. From a state to country. From country, we have nations, that make up the world called humanity and its environment. Now, in a very simple form, that will make you to understand this. If from the lowest, if we are talking about the lowest, now let's take a tree. I want us to be breaking this in a very mature way. Let's take a tree whose root is default. When the root of a tree is affected or is contaminated by a particular disease, that disease is likely to spread faster to the other body of the tree. That is it. Now, when the starting of a system of humanity began to experience fall, and yet God sent a correction to that fall, but man, or how would I have to put it in a way that you will understand. When a family is falling, a family that is about to be divided by a divorce, for example, and in the kingdom there's supposed not to be a divorce, and in the long run, the kingdom is aware a particular family is defaulting, not in alignment with the laws governing the kingdom, because the kingdom is known to be, there is no divorce in the kingdom, but there is a family in the community who has gained knowledge where it's supposed not to gain knowledge aside from the kingdom's knowledge or aside from the kingdom's law. Then with that knowledge the family got through the man or the woman in the family, this family is not affected by this virus of knowledge they got, and they started to create laws for themselves. This law now, if they follow the law that the family create for themselves, automatically the family will not be able to be in alignment with the laws of the kingdom. That is to say, for the family to follow the law of the family, and the laws are not in alignment with the laws of the kingdom, there is not always going to be an alignment in the character of the family with other family character. Other families in the kingdom now, their character is definitely going to be very, very different. Now, let's not take the family of the world. Let's not take the earth as a family. As a family comprises of father, mother, daughter, and son. We will discover that father, mother gained a knowledge when we begin to break down who mothers truly are in families. You will understand how the earth was being infested with virus. Mothers are so, I'll put it in a way, remember that the devil came through Eve. Why do the Bible use Eve as a medium where Satan came through? Because woman happens to be the root of a tree. Woman is the root of a family, while man is the head of the family. Now, when a serpent wants to climb a tree, definitely it starts from under. The serpent cannot climb from the head, but it has to be from the under. That is why every parable, everything you see in the Bible is, let me call it a parable for generations to come. You have to decode it. It's all about wisdom. A family who is like a tree planted, and the Bible said the man is the head. The man is the head, but today's religion will tell you the wife is the neck. No, when the man is the head, the woman is the root of the family. Now, there will be a topic for that. How woman is the root of the family. But what I'm trying now to say is that the knowledge that came, the external knowledge that came, not from the kingdom, outside the kingdom to a particular family, that brought virus into the whole system, is because that brought virus into the family, it came through the root. And I just ask, when a root of a tree is affected by a disease, that plant is likely to get that virus in a much faster way than when a virus is infested to maybe a branch. That branch can easily be cut off. That is the truth. That branch can easily be cut off. Now, because the root is the one that circulate water round about the tree for the tree to grow very well. So if the root is infested very, very, very fast, and in a fast way, the whole plant is going to be contaminated. So is the system man create for itself. The system man create for itself. You ask yourself, why is it that it was at the beginning of the journey that disobedience came to the journey of humanity? That is to tell you, from the root of a journey that has a beginning and an end, and the fall of it all start from the root also. Then on the long run, God himself, who knows the end from the beginning, saw everything that happens. He said, okay, I need to refuse man on this journey. Okay, my son, go, teach them the way, show them the way. This man came, he gave humans the way. This is the true way to follow. Instead of you to be following all the ways you create for yourself, this is the right way to follow. Now, the family that created the same destructive road for themselves say, no, we don't want to hear anymore, because we are already gaining from this road we create for ourselves. They killed the messenger who came. Right? That doesn't really stop anything, because who came for man to get the true way came because he knows the journey is worth sacrificing for. Because as man, we don't know the actual goal that is before us. That is the point. I always ask myself, since I have been a kid, for example now, what is the actual goal for humanity that no man has ever seen? Not even in a vision, God can decide to show people many visions about the future, about the journey, about what will happen on the way. But the actual goal has not been shown to any man. Now, imagine a man or a body that will be able on the last day to see that goal, how it will be. You just imagine it. Irrespective of whom you are, what you are, how you are, but you are able to get to that finishing line and you get it. Remember, those that got to that finishing line, they don't return to come and tell you how the goal look like. No. because it's a journey that starts from point A to point B. They might be able to tell you, we saw farther, or we saw the distance, or they may be able to tell you, we saw what is on the way. We saw it, but they cannot tell you the actual goal. It's like, take a race competition. When they are racing around the field, remember the goal is not on the field there. The goal is somewhere. It's being kept until the final day. See, everything you see man create for himself today that we are being engaged in, like activities, there are big. Remember the Bible said, so as it is above, so below. As above, so below. Now, if in a system man create from what God creates, God created everything out of nothing, and anything man create is creating it out of something from what God created. But man has no idea of how to align what he's creating with what God creates. This is the problem of humanity. Not be able to align it with what God has created. Because remember, the fall of man began from the base, or from the beginning of the journey. He has not acquired anything. He has not acquired any knowledge. All he knew is that another negative system came and introduced a knowledge and said, this is the road you will follow for you to get to where you are going to. And God came again by sending Jesus to say, no, show them the right way. Remember, he said the kingdom of God is at hand, right? Now, this is to tell you, if the kingdom of God is at hand and Jesus is sitting at the right hand of God the Father, let's get something here. What is right? Right is, see, I said everything man is engaging in today is what God has already made. And the ability for us to see the bigger picture of what God makes, and the smaller ones man is making from it, to draw from it and use it to keep man under illusion, is the ability for you to understand it, make you are not beginning to fall in line of God's way. If the Bible, the book that is being given to humanity, the true book that is giving us the guideline on how to follow it, it tells us that Jesus, who came to show the way to us, is sitting at the right hand. That is to tell you, you have to follow the right hand in order. It has to see. It's like a man is standing. It's standing, and there is a road of a right road, left road. You get it? Now, remember, God said on the last day he will separate the sheep from the goat. One part will go to the left, the others will go to the right. Okay. Now Jesus is sitting at the right. Let's look at where right hand has always been mentioned about God. You discovered that is the actual road. Now, I now ask myself, why is it that before a light bulb is able to bring light, it's all about positive and negative? You get it? In the system where we are living today, this is a system created by man. You get it? This is a system created by man. Man made it, because when God created the system, I can boldly say this with the knowledge and wisdom of God and the power of God in me, that there is nothing like man supposed to create something for himself that has to do with. When man started to alter the creation of God, that is where negativity now came out from. Let me not just say when serpent. Yes, when remember Lucifer was being thrown from heaven by Angel Michael. Remember, that's where that entity started to create an energy that is negative. God can never be negative, and God is never negative. Now, when that entity was thrown out from the kingdom, that energy was created, that line was created, right, to the base of Lucifer. Then God's line remains positive. And as soon as man disobeyed, God never left man alone. Even when man disobeyed, God never left man alone. Now, because man has already tapped from the energy of the Lucifer or the devil itself, that energy is not connected to man that has to do with negative. That is why in the system we are living today, for you to be able to shine, you must start from the negative and from the positive. Because God mercy, God grace is always, he has given, see, there are things God has given to man that God is not a man that you will do him something, he will just collect the thing from you and say, go empty-handed, you fool. You know, but because of everything that is still being made is by man, they are drawn from God's creation. You know, discover that for man to forge his way, even when he's forging his way to destruction, he still have to take from the negative energy, which the positive energy is pure. Is the pure energy, is the right hand energy. You get it? Is the right hand energy. Now, this family is drawing from both the positive and drawing from the negative. Now, the question is, where is it leading to? One is leading to where Christ is. Because we will discover that after Christ came, he showed the way, and his energy remained on that lane. And that's why he said, the energy, he said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. I am the way, the truth, and the life. That is to say, your journey as a human or as a family is a journey of one end to another, right? We are right there. And is a way you have to take. That is to say, there are other ways, there are other ways. But the ways you think there are other ways, there are other lanes on the same direction. But if you take another road, it's taking you somewhere else. Not to my Father, not to the one who created where you are coming from, not to the one who set the journey. Now ask yourself, why is it that on the last day there will be mark? mark of the beast. Why? You will discover that the mark is for those with that negative energy. In order for devil to create his own energy, it has to be for his it has to be for those he has been able to mark for himself. You get it? Why God's own, they are always on that direction of that right. That is why life is a choice. Life is a choice. To every circumstances a man come across on earth today, it has to do with two choices. Either good or bad. Either right or wrong. Either positive or negative. There are never three options to every action of a man. Now, the general and the summary of this is, what is the purpose that made God to plant man on earth, or to plant man in the garden in the first place? What was the purpose? And when we take a look at a seed, you put a seed in the ground. Remember, it's not just that seed you are going to harvest. It's going to be much. It's going to be multiplied. And we see that man was planted as one, right? As one. Now, remember, for that one to be one, it has to be male and female, right? Okay. And today, we are no longer just one, like Adam and Eve. We now have so many humans on earth. That is to say, a seed was being planted. And God, initial mind is this: let me plant this seed to increase and harvest them into my kingdom. You get it? But a disease came from somewhere and entered into that seed. And as many who rub themselves in that seed are those that will be marked with the infection of that disease, that will be separated. Very simple. Very simple. Now, a grace now come, which is now the antibiotic for this disease that came to infest or that came to affect man, which is now the antibiotic. Jesus Christ came. He came and he said, I have overcome. He overcame. That is to tell you, his power, his energy is more stronger. His times how many times? Is far stronger than this energy that came to affect the plant called humanity. But the issue is, you have been given a will. What is that will? A will to know the direction to take. See, God did not take us to be like we are pawns in a game. God did not take us to be like we are pawns in a chess. But in the system of the devil takes as many he can take to become pawns. He forces you to do what you don't want to do. The devil forces you to do what you are not supposed to do, right? But God gave man what is called free will. Free will. That free will, you now have the right. Even when he sent Jesus to come. Remember, when God created man at first, he commanded man. He said, do not eat from this tree. That is to say, everything you do in this garden is directly from my instruction. But after man went to another road to take instruction from another entity, God stopped to be giving man. As in, Jesus, thank you for this. Thank you for this. Now, God now decide not to give command directly to humans, so that it will not look as if he's forcing you like a robot that has been programmed. You get it? He now gave us free will. That free will is, now you know the knowledge of right, you know the knowledge of left. Now you know you now know the knowledge of good from evil. You now have the option, the free will to choose what you want. Right? Then with this free will, man think is the best thing. See, God gave the free will to us because remember, he made us, he created us in his own image, and his likeness. What God wants to do is not for him to be, he made us in a way that to acquire everything he has. You get it? That if we know the seed the devil planted in the journey of humanity that has grown to this level we are today, even when Jesus came, he corrected the seed. He said, okay, the devil's own, I don't want to destroy it, but it has a later end of destruction, right? Because God is a merciful God, one. God is a patient God, two. And God is a lovely and kind God. You get it? The road has an ending, where the reward for that journey will also come. And God's road has another reward when it gets to the end. But let us see what end the two has. But for God to give us the wisdom to first of all discern on this journey, what we are experiencing today is enough for man and humanity to know the right road to follow. That the devil never mean well for you. That the devil never mean well for you. Yes. Because that is why after breath is being taken from man, you cannot make a choice anymore. You cannot make a choice anymore. This is where we see the system the devil created. They are so much more. They are much. But God's system is just one way. That's why he told us the road is narrow. It's very narrow. But the other system the devil created, they are wide because he created so many activities on the road that will take your mind. But the Bible told us the way to heaven is narrow. That is to tell you is one way. But the devil's own is very wide. Because when the devil started defaulting, he will create one to correct one. He will create one to correct one. But he's thinking all he's creating is to it's like a child who disconnected an electronics. Yes, sometimes I remember when I was growing, those things happened. You will disconnect electronics. For you to couple it back, you will not be able to fix everything in its position to correct it. That is what the devil did. He's not able to correct what he has missed. It's like a net. All the road he created is like a net, and that net now is as many that enters that road. At the later end, when they want to try to get out from the road, it will not be possible. That is why Jesus came and said, okay, because I am the way, the truth, and the life, there is a grace that is being given to you, that when you have breath now, decide. And when you decide, the road called grace, this is an automatic grace now. This is an automatic lane that will now bring you from this road of this destruction and bring you to the road of Christ, to where you are going to the actual purpose of why your forefathers have been created. Now, have you ever asked yourself, why is it that our forefathers, they will get to a journey, they will get to a certain place, they will place a stone there. They will get to a certain place, they will place a stone there. Everything is in knowledge. Everything. See, the Bible said, my people perish for lack of knowledge, because they don't know. They don't know what they are supposed to know. They are just going. It's like you see people going, you follow them. When they now ask you, why are you following these people? You will say, I don't know. I'm following them because I see them going. You get it? Now, the actual truth is, our fathers always make all those marks. But other children that were coming, we now say, oh, because my father made this mark on this journey, let me make this mark. My God. Some began to fall on the way, trying to make. It's just like, you are going to, from here, you are going to America. Oh, no, let me just say, I'm at the southern part of Italy now. If I want to from here go to the northern part of Italy, at the middle bed of Italy, I will meet, for example, a stone that has been placed by my father. I will now stop at the middle bed of Italy and now build my house in that middle bed because my father placed a stone there. But me not remembering that stone is for me to know that I'm on the right track, going to where I'm going. I will not place the stone there and start giving birth there and start telling my children this is the God. Forgetting the right journey, the journey we are supposed to be going, that I'm supposed to be in Rome. This is what has kept humanity in a place of self-destruction. I mentioned two things majorly. I said the day knowledge was introduced to man in the garden, the first thing he did was to create for himself. After the destruction by the flood and man came out of the ark, the next thing they make was to make a Tower of Babel that anger God again. That is to tell you everything made by man that we are living on today is not in line with God's creation. Take it or leave this. Nothing is in line with what God made before. Do we need how do I put it? Jesus came. He already made all these things a code for us to understand. A code for us to understand. Now, I think in 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, he said, you have been a prey to the elemental spirit of creation. You know what that means? It means you have allowed all this spirit, all this what God created that the devil has succeeded in maneuvering. It now makes you a prey to all those things. For example, do you know that coming to the creation of God around us is like a transformer signal to locate his kingdom? That is why today, when Jesus came, he will climb mountain to go and pray. Do you know why? Mountain, a high and upland area, is a place where signals can easily be gotten. That is the essence of using the word mountain. Mountain. Now, when you look at where the world system also today, if they want to get a signal, where they are looking for is an upland area where there will be frequency. You get it? Now, as long as we have Christ now serves as that ladder. Through Christ, that frequency is there. Through there, we now have that free frequency. Devil also has its frequency, but it's all negative. It's a negative frequency. And negative frequency, Jesus, thank you, Father. Now, negative frequency has its consequence. It's going to blow up. It's going to blow up. It's going to blow up. If you think, let all the physicists come out and say, this analogy is wrong. This analogy is wrong. And I am saying it's right. What is right is right. What is wrong is wrong. That is why in every day of our life today, the first thing you see in the morning is the light of God. For you to show you the way is the light of God that comes out in the morning. That is the sunlight. The sun knows when to come out. The sun knows when to come out. But humans now discover that they think they are wise. See, God created the heavens and the earth. He was not on earth. You that now found yourself on earth, you are now saying you know how creation is being made. Who does that? Let's say the truth. Who does that? You saw yourself, you were created and be dropped there. And where the system where you are being dropped, it was created from another place. You that now found yourself in the system that was created in another place, you now said you can create things from the system. when you have not been able to assess the reason and where you have been created from? Who does that? Is it not time we start to think of? See, in conclusion of this whole matter is this. When God started creation, God itself there are things God doesn't associate himself with. That's why God has laws. That is to say, God has laws that guide from the beginning of his creation to the end of it. If you remember, God was always separating things during his creation. He separated the earth, he separated the water from the land. During his creation, there are things God separated. You get it? Now, today, we are no longer saying, it's like, what God separated, the system man is created today, what God separated from each other is what man now think they can join together to form its own system. Now, the question is, if we are living in a very small part of God's existence, we are living in a small part of God's creation, and you decide to create your own system that is not in alignment with the general system, which is the universe now, by following the true laws that guide the universe. Do you know that the universe has its laws? That's why we have the laws of universe. All these things, they rarely teach it in school because they don't want you to know the truth. They know that when you know the laws of universe, you will ask the question, why is the system we are operating on today on earth is not in alignment with the laws of universe? And when you are not in the system that align with the laws of universe, meaning if care is not taken, your small portion will blow up because you have breached the current. You get it? For it not to blow up completely, Jesus came. Jesus came to still make that connection from the small part now called earth, to make that connection direct to the source. That will not serve as a grace. You get it? But don't forget, in that same system, there is another road created by the devil. It will lead you out of the system. You see, the question is, all the devil just want to make you go through, want you to become, is to be a beast. The devil just wants you to be a beast. And as soon as you become a beast, he will now engrave you and mark you with a mark called mark of the beast. You will become his own. That is the essence of the mark of the beast we have been hearing. Since our forefathers have been saying, and we, this generation, we are saying. The devil never mean well for humanity. All the devil wants for humanity is for you not to be able to access your true road of existence. The reason why you are a seed planted on earth. Well, this is, see, I said in summary just now. In summary or in conclusion, man has faltered in obeying the laws of God. Man has faltered. See, the laws that guide the entire system of God's creation is different from the 10 Commandments, if you don't know it today. The 10 Commandments is for humanity to be able to relate with themselves in order to be in harmony with themselves, with humans to humans. This is the command, is a must. As in, this command, the 10 Commandments we hear, is different. They are different from the laws that guide the entire cosmos, the entire. Oh God, I pray your people be able to understand this, Father. Now, the laws that guide the entire God's creation, the water body, the land body, the universe, the stars, the moon, is different from the 10 Commandments. The 10 Commandments is mainly for humans. Love your neighbor as thyself. Obey your father and mother. Do not convert your neighbor's wife. Do not steal from your neighbor. That is to tell you, all the commandments are for humans to humans, right? But the laws has to do with, you have to be able, is the relationship between humans and other elements, other God's creation, universe, in order for you to align with the universe. In order for you to align with, see, it's like an energy system that is being built. When a current go through it, the current pass through it, go round. Why do you think there is what we call system of time? Why do you think God places us in time? Why do you think God places us in time? When you are not able to know the laws of time, how can you be in eternity? How can you be in eternity? There are already laws created by God that even if humanity said, okay, see, the commandment given to man, I said, is for the relationship of man. And that commandment, love, is the greatest. And know where you are going to by acknowledging Baba God. These are just the two laws. Know thy Lord, thy God. One, love thy neighbor as thyself. Two, if you know thy Lord, thy God, that is to tell you, you have a focus of where you are going to, who you are going to meet, who created the system, right? Then, where you are, when you are not able to balance yourself, for you to be able to balance yourself with the other elements around you, other humans, you have to love the next human around you, or every human around you. You will discover that when you love your neighbor truly, you cannot think of to convert his wife. You cannot think of to murder him, to steal his property, right? This is true. That is why even when Jesus came, these are the two laws. These are the two commandments he actually stayed on. But the system created around you today, they don't want you to know the truth. That is why it's an illusion. That is why it's just, see, they are operating your mind daily. See, the time God created, man came. Bible said, there will be a spirit that will come. It will change times and law. It will change time and law. And we have already seen that. They have changed the time. They have changed the laws that man has been trapped in. Humanities have been trapped in. We are living our life. Many people are living their life as if the truth is before you, but for you to see the truth and connect it is the problem. This is what is called matrix, illusion. You are in the matrix. When you wake up, you will discover that all these activities we undergo daily is the manipulation of the devil in order to keep you in one place. Come to think of it, when you wake up, you will discover that what you do today now is what you will see yourself repeat it tomorrow. Right? You will not have the time to see beyond, to see far, because you have been kept in like a cage of the system, created by the system. And this is a destruction to humanity. When you know the truth, he said, you shall know the truth and the truth shall set you free. The Bible said, you shall know the truth and the truth shall set you free. But the system don't want you to know the truth, because when you know the truth, you will not give them the heart desire anymore. Okay, now, don't you think when the system is able to trap the whole air, for example, don't you think before you breathe in air, you have to pay? True of us. When the system is able to trap the whole air that man breathes in, don't you think they will ask every human to pay before you have access to breath each day? If the system is able to trap sunlight, don't you think they will ask you to pay before you have access to sunlight? Now the question is, whatsoever the system is operating on today, ask yourself, are they actually following the laws that guide humanity? If they say yes, let them prove it. Even the justice court, even the justice, see, I will discuss about systems. I will discuss about systems created by this entity that they use to cage man. I will discuss it. And as many of, see, ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. The truth shall set you free. You get it? He said, why the Bible says, seek ye first the kingdom of God. Every other thing that you have been trapped with, elements, all those other things, they are using to manipulate you. He said, you first of all seek the kingdom, meaning know the direction where you are going. First of all, you first of all, that's why we have with the word called reconnaissance survey. And it happens among the military. They first of all assess, okay, this road, where is it going to? Where is it leading to? What is the scope of the area? You first of all have to do your reconnaissance and say, okay, this is a journey before me. You can recognize this, you can do your survey at the age of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, even as you are born. When you assess yourself and say, why am I born into this system? Why did I find myself into this system? Why do I have father? Why do I have mother? What is the role of a father? What is the role of a mother? What is my role as a son? What is my role as a daughter? Where are we heading to collectively? What are the laws and the rules that will guide us to where we are going? Do you know why the system gave they created a law that will divorce, that will separate families? Do you know why? Because they don't want you to get to your goal. They now have to create a system that will divide your family, a system that will make your son not to obey you as a father or mother, a system that will make, see, everything humanity is creating for itself is the self-destruction. God is not wicked that he will just say he wants to wipe away humanity. Remember, it's all energy. I use something as an example. I said, think of this earth as a feed. They told us in school, right? See, in every atom of life, there is always truth. You get it? They know they could not just wipe away everything once. They will still have to tell small truth inside their lives. You get it? That's why they made us to understand that we live in a field. You exert energy, right? Now the question is, the other energy that creates this system, how is it running? The energy is all about division against yourself. Division against yourself. The God has said, see. Oh God. And we discuss, there are many topics that will come. I just want you to, if you have not, this is a new channel and these messages are divine. It's for special set of people who are ready to live the matrix. Do not engage in fear. Do not engage in fear. It's time for your liberation. Accept this and accept it. It's time for your liberation. It's time for your liberation. For me to get to this point where I am bold now, I am bold to tell you this. Hey, it's time for your liberation. Accept it. You shall know the truth and the truth shall set you free. Our God is one. Our God is one. Our God is one. And the road to that one God is our Lord Jesus Christ. That's why he said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. Every other road you see is not your road. They hijacked your journey somewhere for their selfish purpose. When a man creates a system for itself, war is inevitable. Destruction is inevitable. Divorce is inevitable. Every negative result is inevitable. Mm. That is why, see, because these people they have uttered religion. Because they have uttered religion. Jesus never preached religion. Remember, they uttered religion to trap humanity. They took control of. See, there is not supposed to be different religions when we truly know the goal of humanity. There's supposed not to be different religion. But for you to be able to become Islam, Christian, this, that, it now makes you don't even know who you are. You are in a system that is being created for you and you were introduced into it. Not considering, you did not sit down to ask yourself, what is the essence? What is the reason why I am here? What is my destination? Where are we going to? What are the laws that guide the way to where we are going to? See, if you have ever heard, today it's going to shock you. 12 times 12 is 144. See, God is so wonderful, and his ways can only be made known to those he chooses to make it known to. You get it? Now, see, I guess every day God blesses man with wisdom. But the system of man makes you not to pay attention to yourself for you to know what God is blessing you with each day. The system of man makes you to be busy both in mind, in your soul, in your emotion. See, this is how the system works, the system of matrix. They will first of all occupy you, your physical body. Once your physical body is occupied, that will now break down your emotion. When your emotion is now occupied with your physical body, it will now affect your mind of reasoning. When your mind of reasoning is no longer in line with the truth, your soul is not in a deformation path. This is what they don't want you to know. Do you think the system man creates, we will walk from why is it that everything has to do with time? Because they know the law that governs time. They know the law that governs time. They know they cannot manipulate humans without using time. So the way the system, the matrix now did what they did was to place activities, break time, change laws in order to manipulate humans. It's time for the earthlies. It's time for humans to wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. The Bible is a code. The Bible is a code. God did not say when you are walking on that road, there are no challenges. There are challenges. Yes, that is the truth. But he also gave us code. When you get to a point of so challenge, there is also an instruction on how you will find the code to go through it. Thank you, Father, for this gift. Believe the word you've heard today. And wait for the next. See, it's a new channel. If you have not subscribed to this channel, subscribe to this channel. Place your notification there. At any time I drop any video for you, specifically for you, you will get it. None of my video will be altered by AI. No AI will alter my video for you. In terms of video, see, I'm not going to place any picture of anything AI, okay? Everything you will be seeing is raw. Okay? Matrix is at the point to shattered. It must be broken. Only when you want it to be broken. We are all under illusion. Wake up. It's time to wake up. Once again, subscribe to this channel. At any time I drop video, you will be one of the first people to receive the notification. And don't forget, you are not living your life the way you are supposed to live it. Remember, life is a journey that started as a seed. It's time to wake up to reality. Thank you, and God bless you.